Recording. Okay, welcome. So my name is Will Moss. I will be your meeting host. I'm also joined by Reginald Culpepper, who is our fulfillment manager here at HBCU Connect. And what we wanted to do is go through a quick training call. And on our training calls, I like to do two things. I like to give you guys a little bit of context on our company and what we do, our website as well, and then show you how to use our resume database and also proactively set up candidate alerts, which I will explain, and then I'll let my partner here, Reggie, do a quick demo of the resume database as well as setting up candidate alerts. So a little bit of context as we get started. Also, feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Reggie, if you can help me keep an eye on the chat as we go through this training, I'd appreciate that. So if you guys have questions, feel free to leverage the chat. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat as we go. But this should be pretty quick. I originally prepared to give you guys a full demo of all of the functionality that Northrup Grumman has with HBCU Connect, but I think we're going to focus only on the resume database and the candidate alerts as far as the demo is concerned. So this should be a pretty quick and straight to the point training. But like I said, if you have questions, feel free to drop those questions in the chat as we go. All right, so a little bit of context. Again, my name is Will Moss, CEO of HBCU Connect. HBCU Connect has been around for many, many years. It was a passion project for me as I was a graduate of Hampton University, which is a HBCU in Virginia, came out with a computer science degree. And I wanted to create a resource for HBCU students and graduates to stay connected. And as I socialized this idea of originally wanting to create a resource for Hampton University graduates to stay connected, some of the colleagues that I worked with, actually including Reggie, who worked with me as well at AT&T Bell Labs after we graduated, they said, hey, don't just create this resource for Hampton University, create it for all HBCU graduates. So created a resource to allow alumni originally to sign up and create profiles. So I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. This is our homepage of our website. So I wanted to create a resource originally where the main draw would be for people to sign up. So if you see over here, we have new members on our website, and you can browse these memberships. So selfishly, I wanted to stay in contact with Hampton University alumni. So I created, a way for folks to come in and sign up. And at the time, there was no Facebook, there was no LinkedIn. So, this idea of social networking was a new concept. But selfishly, like I said, I wanted to connect with Hampton University graduates, but open it up to all HBCU grads. And so as you can see here, we have, students and graduates from HBCUs that sign up. And when they sign up, they create profiles to basically, profile themselves on our website and show who they are and, a little bit about themselves. They can also, upload resumes as they sign up. And that was something that organically we got into as employers started to find us on the internet, as we were the first HBCU related site on Yahoo, even before Google. But I started getting these interesting phone calls from employers that said, hey, we see that you've created this resource for HBCU alumni and students. And when we go on campus, we can get access to students, but we can't get access to alumni. The other challenge was we can go on campus, but there's only a handful of colleges or HBCUs that we can go to recruit talent. So they started to look on the internet for pockets of HBCU alumni, targeting specific schools. they would find HBCU Connect, they would come to the website, they would browse, they would see that we had, students and graduates registered. And then I started getting these interesting phone calls from recruiters saying, hey, can we recruit from your website? So can we post advertisements? So for example, we have advertisements, on the top of our website. As you can see, this Northrup Grumman banner ad, where our members can see these ads, click on these ads, and then jump over to your website to learn more about career opportunities and internship opportunities. So we organically got involved in the diversity recruitment space because we had an audience of alumni and students on our website that recruiters wanted to have access to. And so we started to have conversations about how best to allow them to have access. And one of the things that we came up with was allowing our members to upload resumes when they connect, right? So remember, I'm a member of the site. I come to the website. I upload my picture. I upload my profile, talk about my accomplishments and the fact that I went to Hampton University and computer science. And then, I have the opportunity to upload my resume at the same time and potentially connect with employers. So that kind of leads us into the conversation and the opportunity with our resume database. And I always like to give a little bit of context before I jump right into, the demo of the resume database, because I want you guys to understand the difference between, an HBCU Connect that organically got involved in the diversity recruitment space and sites like LinkedIn or Indeed or, sites that have resume databases that are, non-targeted, for example. So what you'll have with HBCU Connect is a very targeted database of primarily African-American students and professionals. Our student audience hovers around 9 to 10% of our entire database. And then our graduate audience or professional audience is typically 90+% of our database. So what you'll find when you actually browse our resume database is that it is primarily professionals followed by students. Now, the other thing that you'll find is as we built out this website and we started to register, members from different HBCUs and different colleges, it wasn't our first intent to create a job board. It wasn't our first intent to create a resume database. We made it optional for our members to submit a resume if they're interested in opportunities. So not everyone on our website has a resume on file. However, you have the ability to connect with those folks that have, those resumes on file. So we have roughly 1.2 million members, and around 8 or 9% of those members have a recent or active resume or job profile or employment profile on our website. So what happens is we start getting to the nitty gritty of our demo. What happens is if I'm a member, I can edit my profile and I can, check over my information, or I can submit my information so you know where I am. I can also, put a quick profile on, where I went to college, what I majored in, a little bit about my high school profile. I can then also create a professional profile, and these professional profiles that get created, you can then browse in our resume database. And then I also can upload my resume either in a text format or PDF or Word resume. And then you can actually go into our Career Center and then search our members and their resumes. So if I go into the Employer Toolkit, and I'm not going to get too far into this, but I want to give you guys some context and show you, where these resumes are coming from and how they kind of get into our database. And I'll let Reggie kind of show you a couple of example searches and, setting up candidate alerts, because one of the things that we figured out early on, as we started to have conversations with recruiters, and they were asking, can you guys have your members upload resumes so that we can contact your members? We realized that, as we were signing up more and more companies, and the larger the company was, maybe not all of the recruiters were using our resume database. So we said, how can we get our candidates or our students and graduates that have these resumes, how can we get them in front of the recruiters without the recruiters having to come to our website on a daily basis or a weekly basis to run a search? So we created a tool called a candidate matcher, or a candidate alert, that will allow you to define different searches that you run, or create new searches. Like I said, I'll have Reggie go through this in detail, but the intent was to allow you to define a typical search or several typical searches that you might run on a website, but to define who you're looking for, some of the characteristics of that person, or those people that you're looking for, define that in our system, and then we will automatically run those searches for you on a weekly basis and send you a report that has those candidates in it every week. So then you don't have to remember, if you set up these candidate alerts, you don't have to remember to go to HBCU Connect every week. You can just review a list of candidates. And what I typically encourage or suggest is that you start out by casting a wide net, so not putting too many filters in. And then, as you get more and more candidates in that report and you want to narrow it down, then you start to add more and more filters into that, candidate match or candidate alert. So like I said, I'll have Reggie go through an example of that. And then, we have quite a few, different opportunities. You can post jobs. We're automatically scraping the jobs for Northrop Grumman, I believe. So you don't have to manually, post the jobs. But you can also search our resume database. So I'll have Reggie kind of go through this, and then while Reggie is going through our resume database, I'll keep an eye on the chat and see if I can answer any questions in the chat. All right, so Reggie, if you're ready, you can go ahead and share your screen, run through a couple of demo scenarios with the resume database, and then, like I said, I'll keep an eye on the chat and try to answer any questions that I can in the chat.
Cool, thank you, appreciate that. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, cool. As Will said, my name is Reginald Culpepper, or AKA Reggie. As with anything, if anybody has any questions while I'm going over anything, just feel free to let me know through the chat, or you could just unmute yourself and just interrupt me just in case. Either way is fine with me. This is it again. This is hbcuconnect.com. If you are an employer and you went through the whole spiel with Will about the different profiles, as an every day or every week task, what you want to do to actually just get into our resume database, besides bookmarking the actual page you need to go to, is just go to our website, hbcuconnect.com, and you'll see the menu items here at the top. And the link that you want to get to is this link right here that says employers. This will take you directly to our login page right here, which is our main login entryway for employers. And as you can see, we do have a lot of different logos sitting here. It's because we are a part of a network of websites, blackceos.com, blackwomenconnect.com, blackinamerica.com. Basically, anybody who signs up through those websites and uploads a resume, you'll be able to search through those resumes as well. And as well as with jobs, any jobs that we have posted on one of our websites, we haven't posted on all of these websites. So you get that much more exposure to your opportunities, and that many more opportunities to look for the candidate types that you're looking for. So as long as you have your email address and your password that should have been sent to you, you'll see you'll use that information here in this login field. If anybody has not received their information, feel free to let me know or Will know. But typically, If you didn't already log in and change your password, it's just typically just your email address, and the default password is guest, GUEST. That is the default password. So once you're logged in, all you have to do is just edit your account and you will be able to change your password. So once you are logged in, I'll go to a page where I actually logged in already. This is, as Will had shown you before, this is what we call our employer toolkit. This is like your home page for all of your employee needs. Here you can, as I mentioned, edit your account right here. If you have any jobs posted, you can edit jobs. If you are the owner of the employer showcase, you can edit your employer showcase. And you can also view stats. Here you have like recruitment access reports. You can view stats on the different jobs that you might have posted, etc. But the main thing that you want to be affiliated with is the resume search. So as you can see here at the very top left corner, you see this quick candidate search. This is kind of like a real quick way to get into the resume search real quick. All you have to do is just put in some keywords, select any states if you want to select states, and just hit search, and that'll just pull up some search results real quick for you. But if you want more variety, more filters that you want to use, criteria that you want to use, there are 3 ways to get to our advanced search form. Of course, the first way, as you can see right below the quick candidate search, is the link for advanced search. You also have this link over here, search resumes, on the left-hand side. And there's also one over here, right under your name and company profile, next to post jobs, there's a search resumes there. All 3 of these links will take you to the exact same spot, which is our advanced search page, which looks like this. I believe Will just briefly showed you this page previously, but I'll just go over the fields briefly, especially if you're familiar with doing resume searches on other platforms. A lot of these fields will be familiar to you. First, there's keyword search. You can use different keywords to search for resumes, which you can include and or Boolean values in your keyword search. You have job categories. We have a whole bunch of different job categories. Oops, accidentally scroll down. Different job categories that you can select for your candidate that you're looking for. Specific HBCU schools. So since we are an HBCU focused website, if you're looking to recruit from a specific HBCU or specific HBCUs, you can use this field as well to do that. We have the different types of majors. If you're looking to focus on specific majors, you can do that as well. We have a whole bunch of them listed. And then if you're looking regionally or locally, you can use the states and cities field to do your searches here in the states field. Also, we also have this checkbox that says search only HBCU schools. So if you're not inclined to select individual schools and you just want to select anybody from an HBCU, you can just click on this checkbox and it will bring up anybody who has an HBCU listed as their school on their profile or resume. So that's the left-hand side of the resume search form. Does anybody have any questions about the left-hand side? And I did see a question in the chat about clearance. We do not have a specific field to denote if someone has security clearance or not. But if they have mentioned that in their resume, if there's like specific types of clearance, like levels that you might be able to, pick out of their resume, you might want to select that in the keyword search field to help combat that if you're looking for anybody with security clearance.
Yeah, we also got another, hey, Reg,
Yeah.
I'll try to field the questions as a sort of semi-moderator here, but we also, so that's something that we may add in the future, because we had a similar question come in around identifying veterans or active military, candidates in our database. And we added that as a field that candidates can fill out when they sign up based on that feedback continuing to come in from our employers. So we added that as an option that you can search on. Another question was around GPA, being able to search on GPA. So GPA is actually something that we do optionally collect from our members, and we just need to activate it on this search page for you to be able to access it. But we do collect that information. It's voluntary, of course, just like submitting a resume is voluntary, but we do have that data on our members.
Cool. And one other thing that I did want to mention about the left-hand side is specifically with the city field. Like I said, first and foremost, we are a social networking website. So whenever someone signs up on our website, we do have information that is required. And then we also have information that's optional, as mentioned, as well as mentioned. So city typically is a city field that we require. But if you're doing a search, we basically take the city field from their profile and not particularly their resume. So when someone signs up on a website, we ask them, what their location is. They'll put a city and a state in. So we will have the city information based off what they have given us when they registered with us. So one of the elements that I have been working on, which I have to continue to work on, I created like a little sample page that did like a geo-targeting of the cities where you can say, select the city and select, okay, I want candidates 5 miles out or 10 miles out or 20 miles out, et cetera, stuff like that. So still working on that for smaller cities. It works pretty quick, but for the larger cities like New York City and LA, it kind of like slows down the searches. So what is my task to try to do is try to limit the time it takes for that particular search. So it's really on me, but ultimately what we're trying to do is be able to allow you to enter a city like Atlanta and be able to pick up all the surrounding cities like Alpharetta, East Point, College Park, all of those, Sandy Springs, all of those surrounding cities around Atlanta that would be kind of considered Metro Atlanta, where they can commute to work or whatnot, et cetera, stuff like that. So we're still working on that. But in the meantime, if you want to help combat that, you can also use the keyword search, search for cities. So if you're looking for specific people in specific cities, and you might not be getting the load for as you put in your city field, you might want to also try putting in the city in the keyword search as well, and see if you get some pertinent candidates that way as well. So as we also mentioned, again, we are a social networking website first and foremost, so we do have required information and optional information. So a lot of the information you see on the right-hand side of this form is considered optional. So that includes, someone entering your job title, which you can do a search for as well, degree level, et cetera, stuff like that. So I'll just go through each of these real quickly. So we do have job title at the very top. Here, the job title does accept Boolean values as well. So you can use that. And also, as you're doing job title searches, be mindful that, a job title in one company might be a little bit differently worded at another company, et cetera. And sometimes it's the same. So you might want to try using different types of ways to express the type of job title that you're looking for that matches the type of work that you're trying to hire for. We also have degree level as well. You can select whether they have a 2-year degree, a master's degree, even a PhD degree, et cetera, and stuff like that. Again, since a lot of these are optional, we only, like for instance, if you were to select MS degree, it'll only pull up people who actually shared that information with us as far as a master's degree. But again, another way to combat that is if you want to select people that might not have filled out the information, but it has it in their resume, you can also use the keyword search as well. So there's a couple of different ways to select master's degree. You could spell it all out, master's. You could say M.S. Or you could just say MS, et cetera, and stuff like that. So the different ways that you might be able to say master's degree or master's of science degree, et cetera, and stuff like that. More than likely, they will have that information in a resume, and you'll be able to grab candidates that way as well if they did not fill out anything in their degree level, if that is a requirement for the job position. You also could search through graduation year, whether it's from 2000 to 2016 or whatever the range is. You could select your branch of military, whether they're active or not in the military. And then you can also select their years of experience from 0 to 10 years, 0 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, et cetera, and stuff like that. And then the very last thing that I have on this right-hand side is the downloadable resume only. So again, we are a social networking website. So as Will mentioned, uploading a resume is optional. But for those that have not uploaded a resume, we do have a lot of people who are still job seekers who have not uploaded a resume. So if you only want to select people who only have a resume that you can view, you can select this checkbox and click search. But again, there is an opportunity to request resumes from people who have not uploaded resume, as you will see in my next couple of pages, where if there's someone that fits all of the criteria that you have listed up above, but they don't have a resume, there will be an opportunity to request a resume from them so that hopefully that they will get back with you with a current resume that they have that you can look through for your particular job.
Hey, Reg.
Yes.
Maybe do a search with.
Oh, I got. What? Say that again.
Oh, you already have some queued up.
Yeah, real simple one though.
I know they do a lot of software engineering recruitment.
Yeah, I have one for like C++ and full stack.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so before I get into that, does anybody have any questions about the right-hand side? If so, either you unmute yourself or just put it in chat. I'm sure Will is answering questions as quickly as he can in the chat as well. So what I have here, real quick, what I have is just a real simple search, basically looking for anybody with C++ experience or mention full stack and their resume. So this is using the or Boolean value. So once you have entered all of the criteria for that particular job, you want to just click start search. So within our database, we currently have, I just looked right before we got on this call, is about 98,000 resumes on file. So we're nearing 100,000 resumes actually on file. Look at that, I'm right at the top. And that's, of course, you know, me, because I am a computer science major. Graduated at Clark Lane University, amen. But as you can see, this is what a search results page looks like. You'll have the name of the person that you're looking at, their current or previous title that they had, as well as their location, their place of employment. Either their current or their very last previous place of employment. You also have some very basic information from them, their college, their major, graduation year, et cetera, and stuff like that. And you also have a little bit information about their location as they had entered it when they registered with us through their profile. And then you'll see a couple of icons here. You'll see a Word document icon, which this icon will pull up either Word documents or PDFs typically. We have had some people upload images for some reason, which is kind of like almost defeats the purpose through a search, because you can't search text through images, but some people have done that. And then we also have a text version of the resume. So if you click on one of the icons, this will pull up, this person actually has a PDF. So this person actually has their resume here. has their LinkedIn, their contact information. So from here, you can use this information to contact them. And then you have their resume, which you can look through and, you know, contact them if they fit the profile of the type of candidates that you're looking for, or continue on to the next person. We also have text versions of the resumes. It'll either be a text version of the resume that they have actually submitted, or we converted the text from a Word document or PDF into a text version. So sometimes if you're looking at text version, you might see, well, this one looks pretty good. You know, you might see some tiddlywinks like this here. It's because we're trying to convert from a different, you know, format into a text document. And this makes it easier for keyword searches, so that we make sure that we get all of the candidates that you might be looking for. Okay, so let me go back, sorry about that. So one other thing about this particular page is you will have noticed some check boxes on the left-hand side. This will allow you to select specific candidates. And at the very bottom, you have this button that says email all contacts. So what this allows you to do is to select your contacts that you want to actually email and click on the email all contacts button. And this will provide you with a form where you can enter a subject line and a custom message from you. And since everybody has individual accounts, that means we have your individual email addresses. So once you fill out this information and select send message, what this does is this sends this message to that particular candidate from you, from your email address, so that when they reply back to your message, they will reply directly back to you. So that means you don't have to come back to the website to view responses from candidates. When they reply back, they'll be replying directly back to you. So if you request a resume or want more information from them, it'll go directly to your inbox instead of you having to come back to our website to view different responses. That's it for this particular page. Also, you will notice that each person has their name, title, their place of employment hyperlinked. You can click on a particular person and that will take you to that job candidate profile page. So typically it has some of the same information that you saw on the actual search results page, including their name, their current employer, title, what college they went to, you know, what their major is, et cetera, and stuff like that. And this is for everybody. So let me give this to someone that has a little bit more experience. So this person, like he's a biology major, but he does have some experience being a full stack web developer, using JavaScript, SQL, et cetera, and stuff like that. Full stack engineer here, currently at MIT, it looks like. So you also have some, you know, what industry he's in, how much experience he's had, his graduation year, et cetera, and stuff like that. Here is another opportunity for you to view their resume or download their resume as well. And then, as I mentioned before, for those who don't have resumes on file and you pull up their information, you can select this button to request their resume. Or if you view the resume and you just want to see if you can get a more current version of the resume, maybe they haven't updated it in a couple of months, you want to click this request resume button. I don't want to do it right now because I did it one time and I forgot that it automatically sends. What it does, it automatically sends a canned message, something to the effect like, hey, this employer was interested in your profile for a particular job position and they're interested. Please send us your resume, blah, 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 blah. So that when they reply back to this email, again, it's coming from you. So when they reply back, it will go directly to you with their updated resume or current resume, et cetera, and stuff like that. You also have some recruiter notes here. Here, it'll keep track of the last time you actually viewed this particular candidate. Here, you can enter some notes about that particular candidate as well, if you've already viewed this candidate as well. And then here's a rehash of their text version of their resume as well, so that you have it as you're looking at their profile on their page. And at the very bottom, there's a button that says email candidate. So what this does is, again, as what the mass email does, this allows you to email individual people. So it'll have your email address, your name, your company, and then put in your custom message that you want to this particular candidate. So if you want to, if you have like a copy, a cut and paste message, or if you want to write something custom to this particular person, you can do that. Click send email. And once again, it's an email coming directly from you to that person, so that when they respond back, they'll be responding directly back to you. So that's pretty much it for our resume search.
We got about 5 or 6 minutes left.
So if anybody has any questions on that, just let us know. And before we close out, one of the other things that I did want to go over with you is our candidate mattress system, as Will had mentioned and showed you previously. Again, if you're at your homepage or your employer toolkit, this is the page that you'll see once you log into our system. The candidate matcher can be easily accessed right below the search resumes link right here. You'll see a link that says candidate matcher. And so again, this will take you to our candidate matcher system. Again, as William has mentioned, this allows you to create alerts so that as people sign up on our website, or as people update their resume through our website, if they match your criteria that you're looking for a particular candidate, it'll send you an alert. I believe every Thursday, it sends out an email allowing you to view the candidates that match your alert, contact them, et cetera, and stuff like that. So as you can see, I already have a test one called My Test, but if you want to create a new one, again, you could create as many as you want. If you wanted to create a new one, all you do is click on New Alert. Again, a lot of these fields are familiar because they're the same as in our resume search. You can name your alert so that you don't get confused and be able to identify which alert is for which particular candidate or profile or job position. Again, resume keyword search, which you can use, again, Boolean values and in or. You can search by job title, their location, city and state, their college. We have listed all of the colleges here, not just HBCUs. College major, graduation timeframe, meaning their graduation years, their work experience / job industry, as well as their years of experience, whether it's 1 year, 1 to 5 years, et cetera, and stuff like that. Again, only candidates with resumes, which is again the same as only those with downloadable resumes in the resume search form. And then activate search. So activate search actually activates your search. So you can deactivate and activate your search through here. As you can see here on my test, it's inactive. That's because I deactivated it. In order to just activate it, you just click on it, just scroll down, click on the activate search checkbox, click save alert. Now you see that my alert is active. So it'll start gathering people that match the keywords that I've selected. And at any time, if you want to deactivate the search, maybe it's something that you want to come back to later, but you're no longer like really actively looking for that particular person, but maybe in the future, all you probably want to do is just deactivate it. So you don't have to put in the criteria once again. But if it's like, maybe it's a one and done, or you just want to just eliminate that alert altogether, you could also click on remove alert and it will just remove the alert altogether, et cetera, and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. That's our resume search database system. If anybody has any questions, just let me know.
Yeah. So I want to thank everyone for not only attending our quick demo here, but also we appreciate the partnership with Northrup Grumman. You know, we aim to please when it comes to these relationships. So if you have feedback for us, I dropped our team email in the chat, so that'll go to our fulfillment team as well as Reggie and myself to help strategize, or if you have questions about leveraging the site or the resume search, you can just email fulfillment@hbcuconnect.com and someone will get back to you fairly quickly. So usually within a couple of hours or less. So we appreciate the partnership. Again, if you have questions, drop us an email, and we will send out this recording after the event. So keep an eye on your email for a message from me with this recording. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.